Hey, 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 Nintendo Gen 64 is here, and I have a guest commentator in this part.
Hey guys, it's me. It's Loud Bandicoot 93, and that was the most cheesiest introduction you ever done, Angus.
What?
Nintendo Gen 64.
I always do the hey,
But
hey, hey, that's mine now.
hey, it's me, Nintendo Gen 64. But yeah, you gonna not tell the fans what level you're entering?
Oh, I was gonna wait till you finished talking, but yeah, this is Dewey's Rooftops, and I died immediately. Um, so yeah, it's a 2D side-scroller level, and it's rainy, and it's clearly set in like some kind of city thing. In the last part, there was a level called the Roofs, right? And I had a feeling that this level should have been called the Roofs, but this level's called Dewey's Rooftops, which is kind of weird that they have two levels in the same warp room directly like next to each other that have pretty much the
Yeah,
same name.
it's a bit weird because when they say, is it Dewey's? Yeah, am I saying
Yeah,
the name right? Dewey's Rooftops?
yeah, that's right.
It's indicating that it's just his rooftop. And if this is his rooftop, then it has to be one big, massive house. It makes more sense, like you said. They should have named it the other way around, because as you can see, he's just jumping on variety different types of roofs.
Well, the level that was
So,
called the Roofs wasn't even like didn't have any roofs in it at all. You weren't like on any roofs
uh,
in that level.
but I like how they use the kind of obviously it's called the city, and they kind of interpretate if I'm saying the word right.
Interpret.
They interpret like the names like urban and all that there. They try to put on that words that relate to city. Like,
Now,
city themes.
this city is actually Duckburg, which is like the place in the show DuckTales.
Yeah, I
Yeah, well,
remember that film.
it's the same location. Like, for some reason, I don't know why they decided to link this game to DuckTales. But yeah, they
Yeah,
did. Now, speaking of DuckTales, they recently remade DuckTales in like a HD remastered version thing, and it kind of looks very similar to this kind of like style with the 2D side-scrolling. Clearly, it was 8-bit to
yeah,
begin with, and then they remastered it into like I don't know, 128-bit, but it's like a 2D side-scroller, which it kind of looks like
yeah,
this actually, very similar.
yeah. Also, I was just noticing there where Donald Duck runs. He looks like he runs a lot faster than he should. Like
Yeah,
he runs, but
he
he looks
doesn't
like he's
move
running
that
really
quickly,
fast.
does he? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, he doesn't
he
move as
looks like
fast
he's
as his
running
legs
fast.
move. Okay,
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. The way he's running, he looks like he's running really fast, but he isn't moving to the speed that he actually is running.
I don't know what the
It
deal
just
with
looks
that
like it's.
is. Like I said in the
Oh,
first part, it's like they decided to put Donald Duck in at the very last minute, right? So I feel that
yeah.
they created the running, moving mechanics, and then they created the animation afterwards.
They kind of work backwards,
Yeah, exactly. Like
but
they,
like
yeah.
he just doesn't fit in. It like me and Nintendo Gen 64 were discussing how like he just he just doesn't look like he fits into the game. Like he was a last minute sort of thing. Like when I first watched it, I was just watched Donald Duck going Quackers. It just thought, he doesn't really fit into this game. So it's like kind of a last minute thing. Wouldn't be surprised if it was meant to be a Mickey Mouse game or some stupid like that.
Well, the thing about this is it doesn't really look like Duckburg at all. So they could just
No.
claim that it's Duckburg afterwards, and just like say, well, it's Duckburg. Here's Donald Duck. It's a Donald Duck game. Even though nothing in here screams Donald Duck to me.
Nope.
But I mean, they
See,
had they had
like
Mickey's Wild Adventures already, so I mean, they needed to make a Donald Duck game.
like I said, it could have been just another Disney character. It was meant to be like it would probably fit more maybe if it was maybe Goofy or Mickey Mouse. But does Goofy even have a game?
I don't think Goofy has a game. He has a
No.
movie, but not a game.
Yeah. Well, like it looks more like an environment for like Mickey Mouse he would be in. It would
Oops.
make more sense for him to be like in a game like this, but Donald Duck doesn't really fit into this kind of environment. Just, but I've also noticing the actual enemies don't really look like they fit in either.
Well,
But
the
what do you
enemies are
expect
just
it is?
actually, the thing about I was doing a bit of research on these enemies, and they're dogs, as you can tell. And apparently there's like actual characters called the Beagle Boys or something, who are like
Hmm?
characters in DuckTales or something. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I know what you're on about. But like it seems like if I can see clearly during the tiny chat, let me like see if I can make it bigger. No, I can't. The enemies seem to have like the same sort of like threads. Like they've just changed the color in them.
Well, yeah,
Like,
they're wearing
just,
overalls that like have
yeah,
Mario colors on them.
yeah, and like I've just noticed like it's just same. They must have just copied the same enemy and just made him a low like just a different one. Make hole in the bar. There you go. It's another enemy right there for you.
Well,
But he
spoilers,
just they just look.
the boss is actually one of those guys as well.
It would make sense if he was one of them because obviously he's going to be like a big massive version of him.
Yeah, this is
Of
urban
one of.
high rises. This level, which if you've seen Dewey's Rooftops, you've seen urban high rises.
It's weird because basically they're trying to like say that it's based more on like a construction site. I'd say more.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too like urban-y. Like, I mean, it kind of does, but at the same time, not really. There's our skate.
Yeah.
I like it how there's like this dynamite stuff that comes out, and you can like kick it back into the windows, and like I guess you kill the people who are in there or something, but you get like stars for it. Which
I also know like look, they don't fit there. They don't even fit. Like those enemies just don't fit. Like there's no constructions or anything no one's building. They're just walking with a bar. They don't fit in some of the enemies in the environment.
yeah, also like look at the text, like the detail of the backgrounds here. Look at that house there,
Yeah.
and then look at that like beige house just behind it. See, it's like this drawing.
It does.
Like it looks like when you have a play, how you have like a backdrop, and then you have like a like
Yeah.
a set like on top of it. It looks like that.
You can actually see like you can easily make out the layers in it, like the background and then
I
obviously
need to
the
commit
back.
suicide. I missed the skate.
Oh no, but it does look like the background is just like an artwork drawing. It doesn't look like they animated it at all or anything, or they didn't make it into like a kind of a 3D model, but it just looks like a drawing.
Yeah. Also, the
But
music in this level sucks like a lot. Like the music is the same as the other levels. Like they just repeated it.
Oh god, they repeat the music.
Yeah.
I hate where like levels tend to repeat music.
Oh yeah, there we go.
'Cause
Okay. Yeah, all
you
the
got the skate.
all the levels in this warp room, and actually all the levels in every warp room have exactly the same music. There's like 4 tracks in the entire game.
Is that it? 4
Yeah,
tracks?
Well, 4 or 5. They repeat them like a ton.
The producers must have had an easy time making the music for this game.
I'd say so.
But it's just this level is actually probably I think it'd probably be one of the first that actually doesn't really show much of the actual, because I was saying there a minute ago that they put them like the builders into this game level, yet they don't fit into it because there's no like work going on. They're just walking about, but you don't really see much of them now.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
I don't
yeah, I think they were in this level. Like, I think I saw some guy. This stuff here, these jumping on birds. Oh, there we go. Reminds me of Crash Bandicoot 1 in Slippery Climb, and I died. You know, Slippery Climb where you jump on birds.
Oh yeah, I know what you're on about. Yeah, the one also like Stormy Ascent thing. They also used to have it, but they removed that level. But yeah, that's like where they're going up and down, and then you just jump on them. But like you said, like on your first part, or you're saying that this is kind of like obviously based a lot on Crash Bandicoot, and also took inspiration from the game. Like the dynamite there, obviously it hasn't came out.
Like Crash 3. You know Crash 3 when they throw those fire bottles out the window? Doesn't that remind you
I
of
was
that?
gonna say Rafa Cortex, but Rafa Cortex came out after this game.
Crash 3 came out 2 years before this game.
Yeah, 2 years. I was about to say Rafa Cortex, but I forgot Rafa Cortex came out on like the PS2, which would be like another 2 years later, 2 or 3 years later. If you remember, like the guys used to like in the Wild West sort of levels, they used to like push into like their TNT crate, and then these TNTs would come out of the ground.
Yeah.
I was about to say it reminds me a little bit of that there, but obviously this game was based before that even happened.
Also, the
then
steam coming out of the pipes there. What does that remind you of?
just about to say that from the Crash one also, with the they used to come out upwards sort of thing.
Well, they come out upwards here as well. Like I think you'll see in a sec that.
Oh, they come out. Oh yeah,
see there.
yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, when they come out of heavy machinery.
And
But yeah, obviously, quite obviously it's not like a completely original game. It's just basically the developers probably seen Crash Bandicoot was a well-made game, and they thought, yeah, well maybe we can make a Disney version of it, and hopefully it sell well. But
did
yeah,
it? I don't know if this game sold well. I have no idea.
I don't think it's a well-heard game. I would say more of it's an obscure game to the Disney franchise.
Well, did you ever
Because it
hear
is a
of it
bit.
before this Let's Play?
No, I have never heard of it. I didn't even know Donald Duck exist.
Well, you
No,
didn't know
but
Donald Duck
yeah,
was a character, really?
no, I did know he's a character. I did. Basically, I just didn't know he had a game himself.
Well,
But
he's in Kingdom Hearts. You should know that.
yeah, I know. Yeah, but was the game basically based around him? It was basically
Well, no,
based
he was
around.
like a main character there.
Yeah, but he didn't have a game to himself. Sort of like like Mickey Mouse and all the other Disney characters. They all had a game to themselves. He had a share. Like he was one of the. Like he wasn't just a main. He like also like Goofy was. Like a main. Like if we were saying there a minute ago, like Goofy never had a game to himself. If we're gonna count Kingdom Hearts, then you might as well count him in that.
Does
'Cause he
Goofy
was in
deserve
Health
a game
Plus.
about himself, though? Really?
Well, if Donald Duck gets one himself, I think he possibly does.
Donald Duck's the number
Deserve.
2 in the Disney cartoons, though.
Uh, well, I'd say Goofy would probably be up there with Donald Duck and everything. He is still kind of a man. If you're saying that, Goofy doesn't deserve one, give Pluto one. Pluto should deserve a game to himself.
Anyway, that was Dewey's Rooftops and Urban High Rises. In the next part, let's just talk to this guy and unlock this level.
Cool.
This is Main Street. Okay.
Jesus Christ, am I not surprised?
What an inspired name. Anyway, thanks for commentating, Lyle, and thank you for
No
watching.
problem.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and see you in the next part.
Goodbye.